Welcome to Season 3 of Trap Talk.
Brought to you by Craigoff, the choice of champions.
All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Craigoff. Me and Ricky both shoot them. We both love them.
Yeah, best gun in the industry. I shoot them. I sell them. Nothing better, folks. Get yourself a Craigoff. Your scores will increase.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's got hundreds and hundreds of hundreds with his. I mean, I've got a few hundreds, but I'm always working to get a little bit better, and they definitely help me, that's for sure. So on top of that, we also got to thank Winnig. I'm wearing the shirt today. Love this shirt. If you're down at the Grand, pick one up.
Yeah, Winnig, like I said, Zach, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds with my Winnig stock. You know, get a hold of Bobby, Luke, Bill, get an appointment set up. They will make you a better shooter with that Winnig stock.
Of course, yeah. The Grand's the great place to do it. Give them a call. Get on their book. It's worth your time.
Just remember, winners shoot Winnigs.
With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Trap Talk. I'm your host, Zach Nannini. Here at Trap Talk, we discuss all things trap shooting related, so thanks for tuning in today. I've got my co-host, Richard Marshall Jr. here live, wearing the classic Trap Talk camel hat, looking good. And we've got the one and only Nikki Hood. Thanks for coming on the show, Nikki.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for inviting me.
Ricky, would you mind introducing young Nikki?
Yes, I would. Since Zach's late, folks, just so you're aware. It wasn't me this time. Zach's late.
Hey, computer difficulties. That's how it is. But you know what? It's not late on Friday. It's 5 a.m. on Friday, and we just dropped another episode. So it's the magic of podcast world.
That is true. But we got Nikki Hood. Now, Nikki lives just outside of Edleysburg, PA, which is where the Pennsylvania home grounds are. So you're about 20 minutes south of there. But Nikki's a two-time Lady One All-American. She's been on the Pennsylvania state team 3 times. She broke a 200 at the Empire Grand, won the Empire Grand singles that year. That was in 2024, the last year. She's also got 2 100s in doubles, one at the Dixie Grand and then one at the Grand American. So she's also won Delaware State singles non-resident. So she's a very accomplished shooter. She shoots for Jacksonville University. And are you going to be a sophomore or going to be a junior?
I'm going to be a sophomore next year.
Okay, but she's still got a few years left for college. So
yeah, you got a long way to go.
Yeah,
and Nikki, you haven't been shooting that long for being very accomplished, right? I mean, how many years ago did you start shooting?
I started in 2019 shooting with an AIM youth team, and I only shot singles at the time until I think it was like 2 years after I joined the team. I started getting more serious about ATA.
Okay, So for you, when you started at the beginning, were you immediately hooked and this is what you wanted to do, or was it something that you grew into, or kind of what was that experience being a girl and getting into shooting?
I mean, I really enjoyed it at the time. I thought it was a lot of fun. At the time, I was also running cross country, so I was like kind of back and forth between the two sports. But eventually I was like, you know what? I really enjoy the shooting thing. I'm going to pursue it further.
So for you, what did that look like going from the AIM to saying, hey, I want to be an All-American? I mean, what was the light bulb switch that changed in your mind that said, I really want to step this up? Because now I pretty much see you at all the shoots around the country. You go everywhere, you shoot everywhere. So, going from just starting to being really serious about it, what did you have to do to get there?
Well, I actually switched from my original high school's team, and I went to a different local team to shoot SCTP. And that's when I got to meet Nick Wirtz and a couple other junior All-Americans. And that really struck the fire in me. I was like, I want to be just like them, because they were so cool to me and such a good role model for me to look up to. And I really credit them for all of what I've done, essentially. Like, if it wasn't for them leading the way, I wouldn't be here right now, honestly.
So Nikki, right now as an All-American, I know you're traveling the country, you're hitting a lot of shoots. Do you have specific goals that you're trying to get to as far as your All-American team chasing? I mean, what are the things that you're working on right now as a female shooter?
So this year I recently transitioned to shooting 2 eyes, and my scores have been up and down, so I'm just hoping to make the first team this year. That's really my goal for this year, honestly. I'd eventually like to make a run at captain. I think that'd be awesome, and go to some larger shoots to go and do that. it's just rebuilding my confidence this year and rebuilding myself after having such a great year last year. I just want to become a better shooter overall by making this switch.
So what
Yes.
caused you to make that switch, Nikki?
Well, I went down to school, and my coach is very big on everybody shooting 2 eyes. And I was in a double shoot off, and I made a really poor move to a target. And my coach asked me about it, and I finally fessed up, and I told him that I was shooting with my left eye closed, and he got me on a system to shoot with 2 eyes using a dot. So it also improved my skeet and sporting as well, because I was really struggling with those for a while.
So the dot, is he using just a solid dot, or is he using like the grid system where it's, blocks it out completely and then you work off of that?
It's similar to the grid style, but not completely. Like it's not adhesive, so it's reusable, but there's varying levels of transparency. The dots are actually made in the UK. They're called shot spots, and they're pretty pricey, honestly, but I've seen a lot of improvement in my visual aspect, especially in handicap, by using the dots.
I've seen that brand before, and they are kind of expensive for just little dots that go on your glasses.
I think it's like $25
$40
for and he mails them to me
25
like
bucks plus shipping.
periodically.
It's like $40 for some little Post-it
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah,
And
it's
Nikki,
kind of
listen,
crazy,
I'm a cheap
but
Italian.
he's been gracious.
You can
enough
just go
to
down to
me.
Walgreens. You can get you a little roll of tape, put that on your eye, 50 cents. It works.
Don't always listen to Zach, Nikki.
Oh,
It
goodness.
doesn't work. It can, but now I know, what was it in 20, because I did lessons with you in 2021 and 22 maybe?
I think so. I think it was 2021 and 2022. It was a while ago.
I think is what it was at the PA. Yeah, it was a few years ago at PA, and the gentleman used to bring you up there by the nickname Farmer.
Yeah.
He would bring you, and he'd always tell me, I don't know why she doesn't want to shoot very much. I don't know, So, but it was great. Now, back then you were shooting 1 eye, and you were convinced you were not doing anything else. So,
Yeah, I'll admit I was very
Go ahead.
stubborn when I first started shooting. I was pretty stubborn. I did not take advice very lightly back then, but now I'm a lot more open to change and like learning new things because I understand like the implications of actually listening. So
Yeah. You hear that, Zach?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm still a thick-headed Italian.
Well, but
Ricky says something that goes in one year out the other year. I'm like, it's all good. We're rolling.
But I know it'll definitely help you for collegiate shooting with skeet and sporting clays. Because shooting with 1 eye
Yeah.
closed, you have zero depth perception. So,
yeah, I used to like look out at the field, call pull, and then go as soon as I'd get on the target. It was very difficult. It was tricky. I'd wink
I
at
want to
them.
ask because most people we have on the show haven't switched from 1 eye to 2 eye. So are you left eye dominant or are you right eye dominant or what's the situation there?
I'm actually neither. I'm essentially ocular with a right shift, so like my eye dominance is like right on the nose. We've done a couple tests down at school. Like the best way to tell is by watching someone shoot an incoming target and have them shoot with both shoulders and see where they're at on the target naturally.
So basically your both eyes are kind of equally strong and they're both fighting each other all the time. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's mainly just me working to get used to the two-eyed sight picture right now. Not necessarily occluding my eye. It's just trying to warm myself up to using both eyes. Because I was so used to having that barrel so prominent in my vision back when I used to shoot one-eyed.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a one-eyed shooter, I mean, the hardest part is actually making the barrel disappear because, I mean, it's pretty much everywhere you go, right, Rick? I mean, you're just seeing this unit and you're taking it into the target. And, you know, for us, I mean, for me, I feel like the barrel becomes almost secondary or even beyond secondary. Like, it's like I'm driving down the road. I'm not looking at the hood of my car, right? I know where it is. I'm just looking out there, and maybe that's why I get in so many wrecks, though.
Now that is when you're shooting one eye, you're definitely using that barrel as a reference point on it all the time. So, and that's going to the two eye now. Are you keeping your left eye open all the time, or are you still squinting a little bit?
I'm keeping it open the whole entire time. Ever since I put on the dot, it's just been like full force, weird going two eyes. Like I only went back to one eye twice this season for like 50 targets, 100 targets. That's it. And I broke that promise to myself last weekend, unfortunately, because I was shooting the doubles and I'm like, I'm not doing too good. And I had a guy come up to me, he's like, Nikki, you should just go back to what used to work. And that little like voice inside my head was like, go back to what you used to do. You used to shoot good doubles back then. And I've made that promise again to myself that I'm not going to close my eye and cheat myself because I really, really, really want to learn to shoot with two eyes.
So is the dot, is it just covering your pupil or is it bigger? Like the size of a quarter?
It's just covering
What
my
is it?
pupil. Yeah, it's just covering my pupil.
So technically, if you put a little bit bigger piece on there, that might help you for doubles because
Yeah.
your eye will try to look around objects.
I found in doubles, I'm just having issues moving my eyes before the barrel right now. And that's what was really messing me up. Because when I first switched to the two eyes, I went to nationals. I broke a 98 in the doubles in Texas. And I was like, okay, we're doing really good. Like, I'm just going to hang in there. And I just picked up a bad habit of not moving my eyes first recently. And I've been kind of like on the struggle bus in the doubles.
Okay.
Yeah, sticking with the barrel instead of letting the eyes jump. And that a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done a lot of doubles lessons all over the country, and it's one of those things where you see people shooting and looking at the gun and moving over to the target, and then their gun's kind of bouncing and chopping all the way over because they've got that feedback from target to eye. You just got to get your eyes on that bird and make that move. I mean, the sooner you get your eyes on the front edge of that bird, the better it's going to be. And I don't know anybody that gets them there quicker than Ricky. I mean, your eyes are on those things.
Yeah, well, lately they've been somewhere else, but it's all right.
Hey, that was only that one event. You've been fine on the other ones.
Yeah, there was one event, but yeah, that's one of the things, Nikki, that you could try is just really, you just got to look at the target because the gun will follow. Mm-hmm. But you're used to, with the one eye, following the barrel over. So, yeah, everything's slow where this, now it's fast. So that's something to work on.
All right, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a quick break, and we got to welcome a new sponsor to the show, RGS Bore Stripper. It's a great product. Ricky, tell them how they can find it.
Go to their website, rgsguncleaner.com. You can get the 1 8-ounce bottle, free shipping, 2 8-ounce bottle, and you get the 2-ounce travel bottle, and it's free shipping also. Or just get the little 2-ounce bottle for travel.
Yeah, they sent me some of this product, and I used it on my Krieghoff choke tubes the other day, and it got the plastic out like in a minute, and it was super cool and super good. So if you like cleaning your gun, you like eliminating plastic, and you like shiny bores, give them a try for sure. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Yeah, we'd really like to thank John Weber, the owner, for the support. He's doing an awesome job.
Yeah, we really want to thank John. We appreciate the support of the show. Anybody that supports Trap Talk, you guys need to support them and get this stuff because it's awesome. All right, Trap Talk listeners, let's take a couple seconds and thank a couple more sponsors. First of all, Remington's been with us since day one. I've been shooting these shells since 2007. I shoot the Nitro 27 from the 27-yard line, ounce and eighth, 7.5, and STS ounce and eighth eighths for singles and doubles. They've worked great for me as they do a lot of top shooters all around the country. Give them a try. Don't forget the gun club line when you're practicing and you're wanting to save a little bit of money.
We'd also like to thank another sponsor, Outlaw Engineering. Randy Freston, R2. I've known Randy since 1988. They do engineering, surveying, drafting, GIS, civil, structural, land development, wetland permitting. They do it all.
And they're friends of trap shooters. I mean, they're a trap shooting family. They've been in the ATA forever. His dad's been involved. They're involved. They're a beautiful family. They're great people. And we just love that they listen to
Yep.
the show, and we love that they support Trap Talk.
Yeah, his dad was past president in 1989. So I really want to thank those guys for the support.
All right, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a real quick break, and I've got something that I'm so excited to announce. Trap Shooting USA has now become the official magazine of the Trap Talk podcast.
No, it's not only Trapshooting USA now. It's Wing and Clay Life, Lady Outdoor Lifestyles, and Clay Shooting USA.
I'm just really excited because they make such a high quality magazine. I mean, if you guys haven't had these magazines and you actually get to touch them in your hands, they've got really thick paper, they're really glossy, and they keep it really cool. I mean, I just love it.
The Traveling Gunsmith, and then in this newest episode, we have...
Oh man, look at those handsome guys. I love this. I love it. I love it. So also on top of that, Outdoor Pursuits Media, Matt, he's decided that he's going to give away a shotgun at the Grand American this year at our live podcast studio. If you weren't there last year, you missed out. You need to be there this year. It's going to be great. The only thing you have to do is either renew or subscribe to any one of these magazines, and you're going to be in for the drawing for the gun. And we're going to have all that information in the future. Just look out for it, and we'll keep you updated for sure. All right, folks, we got to take a real quick break and acknowledge the official target of the ATA, White Flyer. They've been sponsoring us since the beginning, and they make a great target. What do you think, Rick?
It's the best target in the ATA. Shout out to everybody there, all the reps, Bill Daniels, Josh Taylor, Nick Arnold, Robert Crow, everything they do for the sport and all the shoots. Really appreciate it.
They're always there. They're always trying to make a better target, and they're always supporting the game that we love so much. With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
So Nikki, I always see you posting on, your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, where you're always kind of doing training at the house and you're always doing gun mounts and things like that. What are your routines that you like to do personally that you think have helped you become a better shooter?
I really like doing dry gun mounts. I usually do those every day. Sometimes I'll add like a resistance band in there. I'll wrap it like underneath my rib and around the barrel, and I'll put like 2 flats of shells on the floor so it's a little bit weighted, just to like help my muscles get through those 300 target days. I also really like using my wall chart. That's another big tool. But I recently got a new grip on my stock. I use a Grip Plus, and part of it's cut off to where I can put in another piece of wood that holds a VR controller. And I can actually train in VR. I'll be like, boom, boom. Like, it's really cool. I can shoot trap, skeet, sporting, bunker, international skeet. It is awesome. And I get that depth perception, and it's been helping me out with the 2 eyes. So it's really cool.
What kind of system is that? I don't know if I've ever even heard of it.
It uses the MetaQuest headset. It's like about that big. And it uses Clay Hunt VR. They also make a fake stock. I do have one of those for my dorm room down at school, but I do like being able to use my actual gun to train, just because the weight and everything and the balance and the swing is all the same.
Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'd kind of like to see that. Ricky, we need something to strap on our Krieghoff so we can have VR headsets and we can be shooting clays in the house. Then we'll never leave home.
Well, are you dry firing? Is that what you're doing?
No, it actually doesn't pull a trigger on the gun at all, because it uses the controller you just press the button. That's like a similar trigger style button that you'd see like maybe on like the back of an Xbox controller. It's similar to that, as far as feel.
Can't you set the poundage like 3.5 pounds, or is it like a light one? You're going off early.
It's a little bit light. You can't really set the poundage on the controller.
A little light.
Yeah.
I'd be short on them. I'd be coming up on that straightaway, and I'd be blowing about 2 feet short every time.
That might not be a bad. I'm not a big fan of dry fire with the gun because you don't get the recoil and such. But a VR deal might be a little different. That might be interesting to check.
We might have to play with that. You're the first VR person we've ever had, so welcome to the 21st century. We've got technology on Trap Talk. We're doing big things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, you can shoot with, like, actual people in the game, and they also have, like, fake robot opponents. Some of them are actually really good shots, the robots. It just depends on, like, which ones you get paired with. But, like, they are constantly improving the game, like, visually, with the sounds, with the wind effects, the trap machines. Like, it is phenomenal. It's truly immersive.
That's
And what's
cool.
the
I
name
want
of it?
Clay Hunt VR.
Clay Hunt VR. All right, we're gonna have to look into this because we're a couple dinosaurs over here. We're like, oh, we're over here thinking Terry Jordan wall charts the new technology of the world. You know, like that's my idea of high tech.
Yeah, a couple of us down at school actually have the VRs. So like me and Tyler and a couple of our teammates, we'll go and like shoot together in our dorm rooms. Or like before like ACUI nationals, like we couldn't really practice because it's not like a big thing like it is in ATA. Like go hit the practice strap before you shoot. So I'd be in my hotel room, I'd be practicing trap, skeet, and sporting depending on what I was shooting that day. And it's just been like such a big help for like visuals for skeet, because in skeet I had to look so far ahead of the target and everything. So my eyes and my gun will just go in sync.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So you said the VR training, the gun mounts. I really like what you said about the resistance band because, I mean, I've seen people that have trouble mounting the gun 200 or 300 times, and I mean that makes sense to me. Why wouldn't you want to work those same muscles that are coming up so that you could build that strength? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. Yet you're the first person that's ever said it on the show, so that's a really, really helpful hint, I would say, and I think that'd be something worth trying at the least. You know, a couple flats of shells and a rubber band, and me and a Krieghoff lifting it up. I mean, we're doing it big.
All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a shout out to the Cardinal Center in Marengo, Ohio. They hold the Cardinal Classic, and they also hold the Ohio State Shoot, which is home of the first back fence shootout. Ricky, what do you think about Ohio?
Listen, I love the Cardinal Center. I actually broke the first 100 from the 27 there at their very first shoot ever. Great place, Jake Spangler and their whole clan there. They do an awesome job at running the shoots. The Ohio State shoots ran by the Ohio State Association. The Cardinal Classic's right after the Grand, so if you're looking for some more points right after the Grand, hit that up so you can get a little more points than old Zach here. But listen, it's a great shoot. Great facility.
It really is. I personally love the RVs. They've got great camping there. They've got a great time, good shoot, good target presentation. Go check it out. It's worth putting on your list. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
So I originally got the idea for the resistance band from Mike Blaisdell. He actually had a brass shell, but it was like elongated for the length of the barrel as like a weight, and he used that to mount. But I could not find one, and I was like thinking, I'm like, how can I make my gun feel heavier than it is? And I was like, oh, I can go on Amazon and order like a $6 resistance band, wrap it around the barrel, put the flats of shells on the floor to hold it down. Because originally I was using my foot, and that was kind of uncomfortable, so I was like, let's see if I can do something else. But this is the first
slip
time
and fall,
I've like,
break your stock. That's not as good of an idea.
Yeah. It's been my little secret trick that I've been doing for the past 2 years.
I actually have that bronze thing that you're talking about that Blaisdell had, and I don't know, they don't sell it anymore, but they used to have this little paper magazine. It was like Shotgun Sports or something like that, and it came and it had like an order form in the back of it, and that's where they had, back in the day you could order these things, and I ordered one a long, long time ago. I still got it floating around somewhere in my basement, but yeah, any weight, I mean, just lifting it up and making it heavier is going to build those muscles one way or the other. I guess, Nikki, one thing I want to ask you, what type of style do you shoot? Like, are you like me and Ricky, where you're, on the house and kind of driving through the bird? Do you hold a gun, or like how do you do what you do to be successful?
Well, last year I used to hold a higher gun. I used to hold about a foot above the house or so, give or take. But now that I switched to 2 eyes, I'm trying to get that barrel eye separation, so I'm back down on the lid again until I can get myself situated. I might just stay there, honestly, because it's pretty comfortable right now. But yeah, that's what I do.
Is that in all the disciplines, Nikki? Or is that just
Yeah, that's in trap,
singles?
everything in trap.
But I mean, is it in handicap and doubles also is what you're
Yeah.
doing?
Yep.
So
Okay.
you're on the house or under the house, holding still, seeing the target, and then driving through the target with energy. That's the style.
Yep.
I mean, it seems to work. I mean, there's a few people on the show that have been pretty successful with that.
Yeah. Now, you just shot, where was your last shoot was Ohio State shoot, wasn't it?
I did shoot Maryland last weekend. I shot all right, but Ohio
Okay.
was my last like big shoot.
In Ohio, you shot really good. You had like a 387 or something in the all around, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think it was because I missed 2 in the singles, 5 in the doubles, and 5 in the handicap.
So 388.
Yeah.
So
That math checks out.
I
See,
can do
Ricky's
that.
good with the numbers. You got to let him know he's a pool hall numbers guy. He knows those things.
now that was, what was high in Lady One over at Ohio then? Did you have to shoot off or?
I had to shoot off for the doubles. Shelby and I tied for the runner-up position in Lady One, and then I tied for the high all-around with Shelby as well.
Okay. And how'd that go?
I won all of them. I was very happy about that. It was a great experience for me being out there because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the solo trip. Like, I didn't shoot too well for most of my season. Like, it's been pretty rough. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out to Ohio last minute. Like, I'm just going to see what happens. Like, I took solo trip, drove 6 hours out, and I shot really well. I surprised myself for sure, and it was definitely a confidence boost.
Have you been to Ohio before, or was that your first time?
I've been there before. I just never shot the state shoot. Like, I've shot the Cardinal Classic and
Okay.
the SCTP Nationals.
Hey, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a real quick break, and we got to thank Ron Prescott from Mid-State Precious Metals for everything they do for the trap shooting community, coast to coast, for all your gold and silver buying needs. And on top of that, new announcement, they're a sponsor of the 126th Grand American.
Finally, he said it right, folks. Grand American. Yeah, Ron is a great guy. He's a sponsor of the Backfence Shootout at Nevada State Shoot and Ohio State Shoot. And also, we got our gold for our Trap Talk event at Nevada State Shoot. And the 77th annual Nevada State Shoot, they bought all theirs from him. 680 ounces of silver to be exact, folks. You're missing out if you're not there.
That's a lot of silver, and honestly, if you're not buying from Ron, you're probably overpaying. So whether you're buying it for your gun clubs or your shoots or for your personal use, you got to give them a try because they're big supporters of the Trap Shooting Nation. So it's awesome. With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
So more of your shooting is done in PA. PA is like your home grounds. You shoot all the shoots they have up there pretty much.
Yeah, usually they have a really good comp factor, so it's like, it's a no-brainer for me just to drive like 20 minutes. Plus, we keep a camper up there just for the convenience of it, but it's like really nice. PA is a great state shoot and everything.
Is there any clubs that you would say are your favorite clubs in the country, like ones that you've been to that you're like, wow, I love this club more than others?
Oh man, I really like Ohio. Ohio's
Or you give
good.
me
The
like,
Grand's good.
like a top 3.
Man, I'd say the Grand, Ohio, and then Pennsylvania. Those are probably my top 3. Like, I like to shoot there because I shoot good. And then for like sentimental and shooting good, I really like New York, which is a very uncommon opinion, but I actually really enjoy the targets up there. They're a challenge. I mean, the shoots run very well, and they're always doing new things to like attract shooters. Like, they have Annie Oakley. That's my thing up there.
Yeah, Zach, you've never been to New York, have you?
No, I went one time with Dave Kelly back in the day, and I shot it, and I tend to agree with Nikki. They throw a target that is not the easiest target in the world. It's a challenging bird, and but I personally like going to clubs with a little bit of a challenging bird. I feel like, we talk about going places with the best targets where everybody's shooting the big scores, and I don't hate that. Obviously, it's fun to go out there and punch targets left and right, but I almost tend to have a little bit more fun sometimes when you're like, this is really challenging, and when you break a score, maybe a 94 to 96 in handicap, and you're like, okay, I really did something today. You go to Illinois and you break a 97 in the handicap, and you're like, wow, that was good. I got beat by everybody, and there was 300s, 299s, 1698s, and about 2797s. So it's just I've always liked places where you put up a score and everybody knows you did it, and that's you go to the Northeast, you go some places on the West Coast, and Florida. You can't fake making a shot on a target like that.
No. Shooting up in New York's a nice place to shoot. They throw good targets. I've shot the Northeast Grand a couple times. I shot the Empire once, and I think both shoots are great. The weather can be the challenging part.
Oh,
the biggest
yeah.
part in Florida, in, New
Oh,
York,
my goodness.
the weather.
Yeah, it tends
But
to
they
rain
got
there
great
a lot.
food over there, though.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yep.
The food is really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have great restaurants up there. There's a casino right down the road, Turning Stone. I've actually played their golf course before up at the shoot. So it is a good place, so people that haven't been there need to go try shooting in New York.
All right, folks, we got to take another quick break and thank one of our show sponsors, 73 Pointers Ranch, Jonesburg, Missouri. Rick and Carla Burke, best place in the area to go shoot chuckers and pheasants and have a great time. Rick, we got to get you down there.
Yeah, I need to come in. Hopefully I can do some hunting with you guys and come to your the annual clay shoot in August right after the Grand.
It's a lot of fun. It's the Optimist Club charity shoot. They throw a charity shoot. They put it on, and it's wonderful. I think last year they had over 100 entries into it, and it's just a good time. With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
So, Nikki, one question I have for you, because you are a lady, and we don't have a ton of ladies on the show at Trap Talk. I don't know if it's just shy or whatever, but as a female, what is some good advice for other females that are wanting to get more serious to the game? Like, what do you recommend doing?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I need a second to think on that.
That's okay. You can think about it. We'll edit it out if you want to think about it, and I'll ask the question again.
I'd say just getting out there and pushing your boundaries and just going out there and shooting. Don't worry about the people in the squad next to you. It's perfectly fine. Sometimes guys can be a little yappy, but you gotta cancel them out. They mean well, but you gotta listen to yourself, your coaches, and the people that are there to support you.
So, Nikki, is that what you do with Tyler Arnold? You cancel him out a little bit at times, or what?
I mean, not intentionally.
I had to throw a
I mean,
little
I
jab
love
to
Tyler and
Tyler.
everything. He's always trying to help me out, so he's always there to help me.
No,
I don't
he's a good
really
kid.
cancel him out. I always take his opinion with heart because I love shooting with him and everything.
Hey, I'm a fan of Tyler. He's a good guy. And his dad fixed my AC in my RV, so, big ups to him, and I still owe him a Trap Talk hat, so he can come on by whenever he wants.
You can't be giving away our merch. You got to pay. I want
Hey,
that
I pay.
Italian
I
money
pay.
to go to him.
I put 1/3 in the till, and I pull a hat out.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's a shameless plug. Tyler's dad can come over, get his hat, and Tyler, maybe he always wears a hat. I always tell him, I say, hey, thanks for wearing that hat. He's always repping Trap Talk and making me proud. So he's a good boy for
That's
sure.
that right here.
He's got that OG camo,
Yeah, he's
and
got
it's
the
always
big
looking
one.
good. Yeah,
I know we can't get him anymore. They quit making
Well, we
them.
will. We'll get them
Really?
again, but we just want to keep the people got to be hungry on them. We just hold it back a little bit, and then bam, we're coming back.
All right, folks, we need to take a quick second and get to a new show sponsor, Big Red Motorsports. Big Red, they're personal friends of mine, Jason and George Lee, and they're also a personal sponsor of mine.
now, I'll say this. Ricky looked great driving around in that side-by-side. I got some free rides down at Tucson, the Autumn Grand. I think it's awesome that they deliver all across the country, and obviously they love trap shooters, they love trap shooting, and they're doing a great job.
Listen, they got Can-Am, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Triton trailers. Hit them up. We'll take care of you guys. With that being said,
Let's get to the show.
So for you, I know you said lady captain is a goal. I know you said, working on committing to this 2i forever and staying with it and figuring out how to do it at a high level is a goal. When you think of your goals, do you write them down? Do you put them on your phone? What's your process for getting to the point where you figure out what you want to do, Nikki?
I typically write them down. Like, my computer has like a touch screen, so I'll like write it multiple times to just like reinforce it in my brain psychologically. And then like I'll write it down on actual paper and I'll put it in like a note card and I'll put it around my room and stuff like that. I found that's been really helpful for me.
Do you not keep a journal then, just on your computer, is what it is?
I do keep a journal, but I'm not very consistent with it. Like I have the mental management journal by Lanny Basham. It sits in my backpack
Yep.
most days. I'm not gonna lie. Like I need to be more disciplined. That's another goal, is like being more disciplined about writing down how I shot. And like I usually keep
Yep.
a note on my phone with like aha moments, like last weekend when I was like, oh, I'm not leading the target with my eyes. My eyes are just stuck with the barrel and they're just going like this instead of being like. But
Yep.
usually I keep a note on my phone as well, because sometimes I don't always have a physical notebook to write it down.
Well, either way, I mean, either one I'd consider a journal, but that is good advice, is to write stuff down, either, on your notes in your phone or an actual journal. But it is good to go over that stuff continuously to implement it in the brain, because that's how we break them targets, is up there. Right, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to break them in the brain before you break them on in the sky. But
You
but
know
I
your
think
motto. I see target, I shoot target. So
I do the best I can. I'm still a learning guy. I'm just trying to get a little bit better. One of these days I'll figure something out. But it's just impressive to me, Nikki, how quickly you've advanced in the short period of time and how seriously you've taken it, and then how much you've done a good job of promoting. I like to look at your posts. You're always making these fun posts, and I got to give a shout out, because I remember you had those I guess they're like what kind of shoes do they call them, like Toms or whatever, and you did them with the Remington Nitro 27. You tricked them all out. Like that was
Oh my
that was
man.
cool. I really like
Yeah.
that. You did the boomerang videos with all the nitros and the Remingtons and stuff, so that was kind of cool. Now, don't you write for a magazine?
Yeah, I do write for Trapshooting USA magazine. I recently picked up that role back in January. I was very fortunate that Josh Boucher was able to get me in to work in that position. But I absolutely love it. Like, I love being more involved in the shooting community, getting to talk to shooters, going out and taking photos, and then writing about the shoot and really promoting each shoot for all the special qualities that it has, whether they do like a special giveaway or like a dinner for the shooters, or even like fun side events that they do. It's just so great to like be part of the community and really spread the good that's happening all around us.
Yeah, Matt's done a great job with that magazine, and they became the official podcast magazine of Trap Talk, and we've loved what they're doing, because from what he's told us, they're just trying to spread the stories of what's going on at the shoots. What are things that are different, and then also talking about the other side of the shooting life, like the dinners and the cookouts and the fun, where I feel like if you just kind of look in general at all the magazine articles that have been written in the past in other places, it's just pretty much this person shot this and this person shot this and this person shot that, and it gets almost monotonous when you're reading the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like, you need to make it interesting, and you need to make it relevant. It needs to be entertaining. And if it's entertaining, well, then I'll pick up the magazine and I'll check it out. But if it's like, if I just got to read that Ricky won every event at the shoot again, I'm not going to read that. I don't want to. It's boring to me to see that crap.
Hey, Trop Talk listeners, let's take a quick second to thank a couple more amazing sponsors. SOS Clay's Shoot Management. They're doing a fantastic job. I love the app. I love being able to see everything on my phone instantaneously. It's freaking awesome. Rick, what do you think?
Yeah, Greg Pink and his group over there. I mean, they've got majority of the satellite grands, majority of the state shoots. I think it's 40 plus state shoots they're doing. But the app, honestly, we were doing a little beta testing with that at the Spring Grand. It's awesome. You can see your squad if they paid. You know, you can see your options, your payouts. The whole works at your fingertips. Great deal. They're just
Ricky
killing
knew how
it
much
over
money he made before he even got off the line. He was like, hey, I'm buying lunch. I'm like, yeah, good job. We're good to go.
there. That's
We
right.
also got gun and trophy insurance. I mean, they're the best in the business. I know they're great price. Ricky, you're familiar with them, right?
Yeah, Cole and Larry Cushman been long-time supporters of myself, and I've been a supporter of them, and, you know, especially with my college team. You know, we require insurance. It's so fast and easy to sign up and get your insurance in literally 10 minutes. You can have your guns insured, and they're just great. They're great to deal with. Like I said, you can do your trophies also, you know, your wildlife animals and that such, and your guns. It's just a great
It's
product.
always good when you're
Great
traveling
product.
around to have that peace of mind and know that you don't have to worry about losing your stuff forever. And these are expensive things, especially when you got those Craig offs. You got to keep them insured. So,
Oh, exactly.
with that being said,
let's get back to the show. At Jacksonville, what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in computer science. I'm probably going to minor in cybersecurity, and I want to focus more in software development once I graduate.
You're going to
Well, there
be
you
developing some VR shooting games, is what you're telling me right now.
Maybe. I can take a couple courses on game design, so can always do that, or I can make shoot software, kind of like SOS Clays.
Well,
Yeah,
that's an opportunity.
There's always a need
Yep.
for more technology in the sport. I feel like, you know, for 30 years, there's been no change to the technology. And now people are waking up and saying, hey, we need to update this. We need to be able to look and see who's on deck on our phone. It should be simple to see who won what and when and how much money was paid out instantly on your phone instead of having to go up to the board and see a printout and it's not there till the next day because
Yeah.
of the system that they're running, right? I mean, this is unacceptable in my mind. You should have all this stuff done and it should be easy. And I think the easier that people can pay, classify, look at their payouts, you know, look where they're up and when they're up, it makes it more fun. I mean, it makes it way more fun.
I think Greg from SOS, he's doing like a phenomenal job. I got to speak with him up at the Empire, and he is amazing, like super knowledgeable. And it was just awesome to see like all the different stuff that's running in the background and how they develop the software over time. It's just insane. Like, we definitely needed an upgrade.
That's a big shameless plug for SOS and Greg Pink. So, Greg, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for supporting Trap Talk Nation and delivering such a good product. And by the way, folks, if you're wondering how much it costs, it's free. He sets you up for free. If you want to use your gun club and have SOS, you can get it. Just give him a call, send him an email. He'll fly out there. He'll set it up for you. And you'll be in the 21st century, and you won't be sending smoke signals of Lewis scores anymore. You'll be able to see it on your phone. It'll be incredible.
Well, and it's also, I think, what is it, to pre-squad, if you're a member, it's like $60, I think, for the year. But then all your pre-squatting's free. So, I mean, it's a big difference. You know, I know, like, I'm looking at the app right now, you know, and you can click and view shoots, if it'll pull it up. It's not, my camera won't see the stuff, but it's got
It's
all
okay.
the shoots and that you're signed up for. And it's a great app. So that'd be something that you could maybe help Greg in, you know. 'Cause
Yeah, go get an internship, Nikki. Go run that thing with him.
That would be awesome. Like, I'd love to do that, but I have to wait until like my junior year when I have a little more experience in coding and web development and all that fun stuff. So maybe in the future.
We'll put a good word in for you. We'll tell him that you got the qualifications. It'll be good to go.
Now, what's your shoot schedule looking like the rest of the year?
This weekend I'm shooting the PA Grand. And then I go to New York for the New York State shoot. Then we have the ATA Eastern Zone that's held in Ellisburg. Also in Canada this year, they're doing telephonic. So that's new for the Eastern Zone because it used to always be either Ellisburg or New York. And then after that, I think I have a week off if there's a week in there between the Grand Prelim, and then I'll go to the Grand Main Week, and then I'm back to school a couple days later.
Oh, really? So you start school right away after the Grand?
Yeah, I'm moving in early, so I'll be going down like the Wednesday following the Grand, I believe. Somewhere in there.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Well, Nikki, we're excited to see all the good shooting that's coming forward. We're excited to watch your journey as a two-eyed shooter. I think you've got a lot of winning to do. And how about when you go get that captain title under your belt, then we'll have you on the show again. How about that?
That sounds awesome.
Well, you'll definitely have to stop by the building at Trap Talk at the Grand, and we'll get you some swag. It'll come out of Zach's fund.
It all comes out of my budget, but we'll swag you up, Nikki. You'll be looking good, just like Tyler with the OG hat. We'll get you a good towel. It might be hanging past your feet because the towel's a little long, but it'll be good. But with that being said, we really appreciate you being on the show. Excited to see good things out of you, and thanks for everybody for listening this Friday. And we'll catch you again next Friday.
Hold on, you got to ask Zach. You forgot.
What?
Do you need to thank anybody, Nikki?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
This is
my goodness.
Is there anyone you want to thank in passing?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my parents. Of course, number one, thank you to them because they're the ones that helped me do all this. I'd like to thank Grip Plus for outfitting me with an awesome stock that does not beat me up. It is wonderful as far as recoil reduction, and I get to shoot VR with it, which is really awesome. I'd like to thank Kickies for all the recoil pads and just keeping me nice and safe. Rhino Chokes and Ammo Nerds for helping me out with my ammo for the Grand.
Well, that's awesome. And Ricky, you saved my bacon again. That's worth at least a percentage point. I appreciate it. But everyone for tuning in, we appreciate you listening. Like, share, subscribe, send in comments, send us questions. We'll get them answered. And thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday.
Thanks, everyone. Good luck. We'll see you at the Grand.
Thank you.
And the Trap Talk podcast is brought to you in part by
RM Shooting Clinics. Have Ricky take your game to the next level. If you want to shoot hundreds, give Ricky a call today. Zach Nannini Financial. We believe in putting people first.